The sweet sound of Tuesday. Wow. Look at that. Listen to that. ASMR for all of our watchers out there. Get those likes on YouTube. Get that audience that we can't reach.
I don't think my voice is soothing enough for ASMR.
Oh, I totally disagree with that. I think you have a lovely southern drawl, southwestern southern drawl.
Well, thank you.
Love it. Yes, and hello. Our third member of the Beer Baseball Blogcast is on the 5 freeway. How's it going out there? We need the street sound, like the copter.
I'm really glad to see that he's being responsible in texting and driving in LA traffic.
That's probably why it's so congested, is everybody's texting and not concentrating on getting home. Although I will say Kevin's very diligent. He wants to get back because he wants to show or flex his baseball knowledge. So I know that he wants to get back here, and he loves craft beer. So he has to get home and get home to his fridge.
Loves the beer.
All right. From the top. Hey, Michael here from Beer Baseball Blog, The Adventures of Craft Beer and Baseball. This is the Beer Baseball Blogcast, episode 81. We've gone 81 straight weeks. It is November. What did I say, September already? Womp, womp, womp. November 16th, 2021. Wherever you are watching us live today, please give us a like and a comment. Let us know that you're out there. And as always, we'd appreciate if you subscribe and turn on those notifications. Some housekeeping before we start. Let's shout out our Patreon supporters. Thank you to Cowboy Durango for being on the power hitter level. Not only is he in studio, he's in our hearts, a super supporter of the Beer Baseball Blog, and we appreciate everything you do.
A national treasure.
Yeah, well, yes, I didn't want to go on too far because I have to give this introduction every time we have this show. So I will definitely put that in there. Thank you to Rachel Elnar for being on the power hitter level. Thank you, Rachel Elnar. Thank you to Scott Lost for being on the cleanup hitter level. You can check out his comics and merchandise at accidentalaliens.com. Thank you to If Sports Cards for being on the leadoff hitter level. You can check out their YouTube channel of sports card box breaks, sports pack openings, and mail days at If Sports Cards. Thank you so much, Ian and Nikki. If you would like to become a supporter of the Beer Baseball Blog and all of our endeavors, go to patreon.com/beer baseball. We also have stickers, buttons, and beer coasters. You can go support us there. Go to Etsy and search Beer Baseball. Here's the lineup card for today. Leading off is the Goodwill Ambassador and the Sultan of Swig here at the Beer Baseball Blog, Cowboy Jack Durango. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. It is so far a lovely week. I'm coming out of an amazing weekend filled with beautiful family, beautiful friends, great experiences. And now it's into a positive week, down to the best night of the week where I get to have a beer with all of y'all and learn about baseball.
Love it. Love it. And November is not very active as far as baseball goes, but Cowboy Jack Durango and myself had a little excursion. We went on a bit of a fact-finding tour around Arizona last week, and we got to catch some Arizona Fall League baseball together. And there's a video being edited right now to prove it. So I'm looking forward to that being out by the next time that we talk on the blogcast. So look for that coming soon. We'll definitely put it on all our social media. But it'll be on our YouTube channel. And I'm super excited because it was very relaxing but also fun too, because you got to see some major leaguers in the making, Cowboy, and they're not household names right now, but they will be eventually. And you can say I saw them first.
Yeah, no, I absolutely did. And we got to see some good baseball. We've got to meet some good folks, and I got to spend the weekend with you, man. That was it was near and dear to my heart, brother.
Right on. Well, thank you very much. At first, I was going to make it like a kind of a down low trip and just like kind of like going to a spa resort or something like that. Just go to some baseball, then go back to the hotel and go to sleep. But, you know, life gets in the way and plans change, but it changed for the better. So I was very happy to see you out there and thank you for participating. And then the videos will be up by this time next week. Kevin Lyon, obviously still on the 5 freeway, but I am Michael Mondragon, your humble host for the next hour and a half, something like that. Yeah, I'm hoping it's an hour and a half, but yeah, it will be. Trust me, our shows are jam packed, so we always have a lot of baseball. But November is usually a downtime. Just so you know, Jack. No, there's no games going on. There's been a couple deals that have been made. Noah Syndergaard going to the Angels in a very surprise deal. So that's very interesting. Also, you know, Ed Brown says that Scott Loss has a Kickstarter. So go to Accidental Aliens. I think it's where's our Kickstarter at? Maybe you can look that up real quick. But we definitely want to put that out there as well. But let's get to our first segment. While we wait for Kevin, Cowboy Jack Durango, what are you drinking tonight?
Tonight, I am drinking a Harlan Brewing, a labor of beer from San Diego, California. This is a Japanese style lager. It is 5% alcohol by volume. It doesn't give me an IBU, and it says Harlan Brewing, embodying the spirit of rolling up your sleeves to get the job done. Nice.
This is actually one that not this one, I don't think. Kevin had another one from Harlan, but as I remembered, Scott Lost, our Patreon supporter, actually was one who had this because he lives in San Diego. So this is out of San Diego. It says this lager was crafted using puffed jasmine rice and toasted rice flakes, giving the beer a unique floral nose and a familiar Japanese lager taste. So I already know what this tastes like. And so like, I already know that I'd super enjoy it, especially with some sushi or some, teppanyaki or any Japanese dishes that I love.
Now, see, being the master of crowd work that I am,
yes,
I'm usually getting heated up a lot by our good friend Kevin for bringing seltzers and different types of craft drinks to the show and not a craft beer. So knowing my audience, I absolutely knew that yourself and Kevin, being big fans of Japan, Japanese culture, Japanese culinary, you guys would love me bringing this beer to the show.
No, I got excited because I'm like, oh, where did you get that? Because it's especially in Arizona, I'm just like that. This is actually kind of unique, but you got it from like Total Wine, correct?
I got it. Yeah, no, I got it. Total Wine. I was in and out. I had to run some errands, and I literally ran in and I bought it, not seeing Japanese lager, but I saw the design on the can there, and I just took a chance, and it turns out it's a crowd favorite.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty, if you look at their website, they have a lot of other great styles of beer as well. They're in the same kind of design as well. So they're so if you look for it, it's very unique as well.
It's fantastic beer, very sessionable. This is something for Saturday afternoon around the pool. Throw back 12, 14 of these, you're going to be feeling great.
Yep. Yeah, it's a great one, and one that I did not expect you to be bringing to the table. So like, I love, and that's what Angelo did when we started getting with Angelo. He started like kind of expanding his horizons when it came to like, you know, higher alcohol content, but also higher IBUs and stuff like that. So more bitter, but then you gotta get into your range. So my wheelhouse is about 7% ABV and about 70 IBU. So not too bitter, but bitter enough. And I like this a lot. This one's really clean drinking, and I would say that it would go with food a lot. And I'm sure if I looked it up, it would say that it pairs well with a lot of food.
This would pair well with barbecue.
Oh,
now,
yes.
I know that we're looking at the big fat redneck in the cowboy hat, and he's saying, "Oh no!" But this would pair really well with a spicy barbecue.
Oh yes.
Not sweet.
Yes.
Throw in some heat, and that would be the beer for some really spicy sausage, ribs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we when we were in Arizona, we actually had a similar beer to this at and I won't give away the brewery, because I want you to watch the video. But this is a similar beer to what we had when we went to that place in Scottsdale.
Yes.
So yeah, a little foreshadowing. Kevin's beer is from Radiant. Go figure. It's Yeah, it is. It's very yes. But
it's really nice to see Kevin just really pushes his comfort zone.
Yes,
goes against the grain.
In fairness, this is actually a gold medal release. They actually won a lot of competitions with this, and I think it's a re-release. So let me see. We earned the first place at the California Craft Beer Cup this is for their s'mores inspired stout. But then for this beer, it was like at the Great American Beer Festival. They won Small Brewery of the Year, Brewer of the Year. So they re-released this. So like again, Radiant can do no wrong. So I definitely look forward to it. Yes, Ed says it. Appropriate. Yes. Yeah.
Right.
It should be they should be a sponsor of the show. Absolutely already. There's a lot. We should have a lot of beer sponsors so far.
So when we grade beers, it's usually, some people say it's a scale of 1 to 10. We grade it on a scale from natural ice to Radiant. Radiant being the top out. So Radiant, thank you for all the wonderful beers. Thank you for keeping Kevin Lyon alive. And I'm sure that you appreciate him paying the electric bill.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. For sure. Hey, look at this. It's a human tornado.
What? Craig, my man, brother. How are you?
Love it.
Great.
And Matt Sinister's in the house.
Matthew P. Sinister, looking to look it up.
As we said, Ed's in here. We got Ian. We got, we have so many people in our chat. Thank you so much. David, thank you so much for joining us. Of course, Bubble Plug. We have so many great followers. So yeah, thank you so much for that. My beer is actually one from Indie Brewing company here in LA. And I had an Indie Brewing beer a couple, would have been a couple episodes ago. It was a collab with Pink Boots. And that beer was great, but this is actually a straight indie beer. It's Cosmic Displays. It is a wet hopped and hazy El Dorado and Chinook hops. Big, powerful notes and layers of passion fruit, strawberry, grapefruit, and guava. So very interesting. It says it's wet hopped. So of course, I didn't know exactly what that meant. And as I found out, wet hopping is actually a brewing technique where they pick the hops and they don't allow them to age for very long. They put them straight in. So like it's literally from the ground almost, right to the brewery, right? And I guess dry hopping, if you've ever heard anything dry hopped, they put the hops in at the end of the process. So after the fermentation and conditioning. So it's very interesting. I love learning more about kind of these different terms and stuff like that. Cause I always see like wet hopped and I never really understood what that meant. And this is way hazier than I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like super murky, but it's, oh my gosh, this smell is like every time we walk into a craft brewery, it's like, I'm home.
So now you have a pretty sophisticated palate when it comes to beer. You have pretty good depth. Craft beer sommelier, if you will. Can you taste now the difference between a wet hopped beer and a dry hopped beer?
No. And that's a great question but I'm getting better at it. I noticed that there's beers that it will be like, I'll drink them and like, your throat will be like a little, or your mouth will be like a little itchy. And I'm not quite sure if that's what they call mouthfeel. I think it might be, but I tend to think that the dry beers have those qualities. So as I'm drinking, I'm actually getting a more sophisticated palate, but I'm really trying to hone in on figuring out the notes and stuff like that. And I think that's gonna take me a little bit longer. I do recognize regions. I can recognize a region of a beer now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like for instance, like whenever I have a Arizona beer, like I know it's Arizona, or like a New Mexico or Texas or East Coast beer. It's very interesting. And so
now is it easier to tell when you're in the state or from the can?
Oh, that's a good question, because I told you
from the tap is going to be a lot different.
It is. You're right. You're absolutely right. And from the can, it's a little bit harder. But that, I mean, again, that's the only way I can get cans from back east.
Hey, that's great. Is it? You know, if you can tell a New England IPA versus a West Coast IPA out of a can, I mean, you're well on your way to that craft beer sommelier.
Yeah, and it's getting a little bit easier. Also, I can tell like a San Diego beer from like a San Francisco beer and a LA beer and an Orange County beer. So yeah, so it's getting a little bit easier, but that's the fun of kind of like the adventure of kind of finding these different beers and these different and a lot of it has to do with like the amazing artwork on it as well. Like when I saw this, I'm just like, oh, this is super cool, and I didn't even realize it was from Indie Brewing. And what I found out was this was actually delayed because of the sticker on the can. It was actually delayed because they were having trouble with them.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I just saw it on their Instagram page that they were. It was pushed back a little bit, but super great beer. Okay, so let's go on to our next segment. This is this day in baseball history for November 16th. And let's get to it. Now, there's not going to be a lot of baseball game history. Jack, you're probably not familiar with like different times of the year. Like for instance, like spring training would be like in March, April, beginning of the seasons in April, you know, the dog days of the summer, you know, into August, the September call-ups, you know, there's different times and stuff like that. Well, November, there's nothing.
Well, so if I had to guess, I would say that there's a lot of behind-the-scenes machinations and fallout from the previous season. So you might get some very interesting things in November.
Exactly. And Ed brings up like winter meetings are coming up. So like all the owners get together. Sometimes it's like it's in Arizona, but they'll get together at a certain place and they'll literally have meetings with each other trying to like do deals and stuff like that. The real thing that's going to go on this year is, which is actually kind of depressing a little bit to think about, the collective bargaining agreement in Major League Baseball and the players is actually ending at the end of November. We could see a strike this year. And it's not looking good right now, but you know, miracles happen, but there's a lot of contention on both sides right now. So
really,
yeah, after COVID and stuff like that, it got pretty bad. And because the players wanted to come back and the owner said, well, we only want to do this much and you have to do all this. It became kind of strained again, let's just say. So when they get back into it, there might not be a lot of like, okay, we'll give you this. Everybody's going to play hardball. So I think there's going to be a lot of, Ed brings up billionaires versus millionaires. So
right. No, I was going to say, man, it's really sad that these guys who are millionaires because they get to play ball, which is everybody's dream, is having such a hard time. I feel bad for them. And I feel bad for the billionaire. I feel bad for the billionaire owners. I mean, they need a new yacht. Yeah,
and how can you live on, you know, $100 million a year?
I know I can't. I know Kevin can't. You've seen him drink.
Yes. Oh, exactly. Right. His beer tab is alone. You know, he's got to negotiate something with his employer.
Spencer Torkelson's salary is less than what Kevin Lyons spends on spilt liquor.
I love it. I love the reference too. I love it. All right, so let's get into it. So what I was going to say before, for November 16th, there's going to be a lot of awards this time of year. So this is when, like, the Rookie of the Year. In fact, they just had the Rookie of the Year for this year. Jonathan India winning it, and Randy Arozarena, who's a rookie, which is kind of amazing in itself. He was in a World Series last year, not this year, but last year, and he's still considered a rookie. So. So there's a lot of awards going on this time of the year, but there's some other cool off-season stuff as well, such as this. November 16th, 1961, using the blue and orange, the team colors of the departed Dodgers and New York Giants, the Mets unveil the franchise's logo, selected from over 500 entries submitted in the expansion team's $1,000 design contest. Cartoonist Ray Gatto's winning entry is a display of a skyline representing all 5 boroughs with various iconic symbols of the Big Apple. Now, this logo is so influential to me, because I used to draw this logo when I was I would say like 11 or 12. And this was one of my favorite logos of all time. This one, and like the Houston Astros had an amazing logo. And this still holds up today as like a really great logo, and it's super clean, and it's intricate, but yet very simple. You can see the baseball in it. It encapsulates New York, and just what are the Mets? This is a good one for you, Jack. What does Mets short for? What is Mets?
Man, if I had to guess, it's going to be Metro, which was, is that a subway in New York? Is that like the subway that connects all 5 boroughs?
The Metropolitans.
Oh, the Metropolitans.
It gets shortened down to Mets.
Got it.
So
I was way off.
Well, no, you were very close. You were close. You had half of it, but no, you're absolutely right. So, Ed is our resident New York, right? New York City, Queensbridge, and so like I used to draw this all the time. So I actually started selling baseball cards at logos at a baseball card shop. And this was one that I used to love to draw. And it really taught me a lot about like branding and logos and stuff like that. So I really have a lot of love for this logo. So it was awesome to see that someone won $1,000, which in 62 would have been a lot of money for this.
Well, and if you look, box seats are $3.50.
Yeah.
So if you say today a box seat is what, $1,000?
Probably more than that.
And this guy won $1,000.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. That dude paid off a new Volkswagen. No, he got a Cadillac. It's 62. He got a Cadillac Broham.
Yep. Yeah, I love it. And so that happened on November 16th, 1961. November 16th, 1966, Roberto Clemente edging out Dodger pitcher Sandy Koufax, who was 27-9 that year with a 1.73 ERA and 317 strikeouts. But Roberto Clemente is named National League MVP. The 32-year-old Pirates right fielder hit .317 with 29 home runs and drove in 119 runs for the third place team. And Jack, you were saying it before, like about all the pictures that I get. Like the quality of this picture is absolutely insane. I love it. It's so good.
The depth of field, I mean, the grain on the bat, what an amazing picture that is.
It's so good. And I think that we established this is at the Polo Grounds because we can tell by the right field there. And everything about this is gorgeous. But yeah, Roberto Clemente in 1966 wins the MVP for the National League. And Sandy Koufax there could have been easily like co-MVPs that year. I mean, like how he got edged out, I'm not sure, but Roberto's the man. I love Roberto. And so we talked about how great this picture is. But this is in 1977, not quite the quality. This was actually taken, I can tell it at Shea Stadium, and it's at night. It's past the golden hour when you're supposed to take photos and stuff like that, but it's a little grainy.
This is a quality picture though, man. You're breaking rules here. This is something that you hang on in an art display.
Yeah. I and Rod Carew is one of those kind of, people wouldn't say that Rod Carew is my favorite player, but man, he was so rock solid. He was such a contributor for the Twins and the Angels, and really, I think kind of underrated as far as baseball goes. It's not talked about enough. But on November 16th, 1977, Rod Carew is selected as the recipient of the American League's Most Valuable Player Award, easily outpointing right fielders Al Cowens for the A's and Ken Singleton for the Orioles, the runner-up for the honor. The Twins' first baseman led the league in hitting with a .338 batting average, which that's incredible. He was quite a hitter.
Yeah, I seem to think that he was referenced in like a early 2000s rap metal song.
He was
Kid Rock references him in a song.
Ed,
we're gonna have to rely on the chat to do the research, but
I seem to think there was in a Beastie Boys song. Got more hits than Rod Carew.
Oh yes,
but it might have been in something else. But I remember him. There was another Beastie Boys song where I got more hits than Sada Hara, which was the Japanese baseball home run hitter. So I got mad hits that was like Rod Carew. There you go. So I knew that Ed would sure shot. Of course. There you go. So it was Beastie Boys. My pop culture is intact. Thank you.
I'm really glad that you were able to single in on a Beastie Boys song, and he was able to throw just right there with you and throw the album out. Good job.
And they actually referenced a third. I think Lou Brock, Q-Tips on a song. They talked about Lou Brock.
Huh.
So, okay. So like I said, I can go on tangents, but let's go ahead. Friend of the show, November 16th, 1988, Jose Canseco led the circuit in homers, RBIs, and slugging percentage, and is a unanimous choice for the MVP of the American League. The A's right fielder is the first player to be selected unanimously since writers chose Oakland outfielder Reggie Jackson in 1973. Hard to believe that Reggie Jackson and Jose Canseco would be referenced together because they're similar yet dissimilar. But yeah, that's pretty amazing. I wasn't aware that he was unanimous choice for MVP.
Well, I mean, I think they just gave it to him because of them pipes. Look at the arms.
Yes.
Just 100% natural American beef right there, ladies.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, look at them pipes.
And in the background there is a Hall of Fame manager, Tony La Russa, who now manages for the Chicago White Sox.
What's the lifetime of a manager? What's the lifespan of that position?
That's a great question. And I think one of the I think we had this very early in the blogcast. One of my questions was, who is the longest tenured manager in Major League Baseball? And he actually got a job. He was actually with the Oakland A's. Bob Melvin, I believe is his name. And I believe that he's now with San Diego. And like he's been over there, like I would say like a decade or more. And that's very unusual. And even the I mean, Dusty Baker, Casey Stengel. I mean, like back in the day, they used to go really long periods, but then now it's like there's managers that don't even have MLB experience that are, Gabe Kapler, who just won the Manager of the Year, was fired from the Phillies last year, and then won the Manager of the Year for the Giants this year. So it's weird. It's there's no set tenure, but I would say like usually they usually go their contract, so like maybe like 4 or 5 years. So
okay. Well, see, I asked because the Arizona Diamondbacks, they've seen me on the show and they've reached out and offered me the manager position.
Wow.
But I'm a long-term thinker, and I don't want to just sign up for a 5-year gig, So
well,
I'm weighing my possibilities, but I think I'm going to tell him no. Plus, I mean, Cowboy Jack, he's a $25 million contract.
Yes.
not that paltry amount they're offering me.
Well, from what I know in Arizona, the weather's beautiful, and that's right, you already live there. Okay.
I already live here, yeah.
Well, here he is to make his grand appearance.
Hey!
Yeah.
Jack,
Yay.
Jack, I'm sad. Why are you turning down the concessions manager position with the Diamondbacks?
Well,
or clubhouse manager. What are we talking here?
It's concessions manager.
Okay.
I don't like to work weekends. I'm an unreliable person because I drink a lot. So
it takes one to know one, sir.
Right.
I know.
Right. So I take the most responsible course of action I can, and I drive Uber drunk.
Love it. All right. So we talked about this last week in our trivia. We talked about Barry Bonds having the most MVPs awards.
Yes, sir.
So November 16th, 2000, Jeff Kent, who batted .334 with 33 home runs and 125 RBIs, outpoints teammate Barry Bonds to become the National League MVP. The Giants infielder becomes the first second baseman to win the honor since Ryne Sandberg of the Cubs won it in 1984. Bonds could have had more, which is absolutely nuts.
Hey, easy. His right arm looks like he's got like a Terminator arm.
It is. That's
yeah.
I still somebody made they wanted to make this rule in Major League Baseball, and I am 100% for this. That whatever you wear to the plate, you have to wear on the base pass as well. So Barry Bonds had this huge thing so he could basically hang over the plate and not really worry about getting hit. I mean, everybody has like the shin guards now. Craig Biggio, was notorious, for the same thing. But like Don Baylor, like never had any of the equipment on there. And he led the league in actually Major League Baseball at a time for getting hit. But that was actually a rule I heard that would be awesome.
I think he still has the record. He got hit by a pitch like 275 times or something crazy like that.
I think Biggio has it now, but I might be wrong on that. But yeah, Baylor was definitely the leader for a long time.
Do the research.
Yeah.
This is Ian from If Sports Cards team, the San Francisco Giants.
Yes, it is.
Sure.
Yep.
Hey, concussions and beer, and I can still remember that, boys.
Look at you.
We're lucky. It's because Ian's so pretty. Everything that he said is burned into my brain.
There actually is a guy named Hughie Jennings, Hughie.
Okay.
Huey.
It looks like he was playing back in my era, back in like the 1900s,
All right.
the early 1900s. Okay. And he got hit by a pitch 287 times.
Jeez.
Huh.
Craig Biggio is second at 285. Someone named Tommy Tucker, 272. Then Don Baylor, 267.
Don Baylor. Okay.
So that's a lot of balls to be hit by.
Exactly.
90 miles per hour plus.
Definitely. So we're going Angels next. November 16th, 2004, receiving
back to the minor league.
Receiving 21 of 28 first place votes, Vladimir Guerrero Sr. I actually have to say that now. Who hit 337, 39 home runs, 126 RBIs, wins the 2004 American League MVP award. The 28-year-old former Expos outfielder signed as I didn't know this. Signed as a free agent with the Angels after the Mets refused to guarantee his salary based on advice they had gotten from their medical staff. That is okay. I'm going to
Meet the
overstate. I'm going to
Meet
overstate
the
this. The Mets have next year, if the season happens, please, I invite you to watch the New York Mets opening day. And I want you to watch when the New York Mets are introduced. Because what they do is at the beginning of the season, they have like all the coaching staff, all the players, everybody's introduced, including the training staff, which gets booed out of the stadium every year. Okay. So they actually said that they refused to guarantee his salary based on advice from their medical staff. They lost out on an MVP player.
Hold on a second. I'm doing the research, Michael. So the head doctor is a doctor named Dr. Vinny Boombots. No, I don't know. I don't know if that guy's
Rodney Dangerfield's doctor. Yes, he was.
Yes.
That's oh my God. Can you imagine? That's incredible. That's amazing. That is unbelievable. So yeah, watch. I love that's my favorite part of the opening season.
And hey, and you know what though? We might possibly see his son win MVP this week, or I don't know when the award's being announced. Earlier we talked about Clemente versus Koufax. Ohtani. Even though I'm sorry, Jack, Ohtani's on the major leagues. Sorry, I mean it's the Angels. So now he's eligible for the MVP award, but it's either gonna be him or Vlad Jr. Depending on what your perspective is on who is the best player this year.
Yeah, Chad M. Thor is going into the minors, so that's
you know what? Maybe that's why he got paid $21 million for 1 year.
Right? Yeah, he's a very high paid minor leaguer. Yeah. So November 16th, 2005, in a close vote, the Baseball Writers Association of America selects Albert Pujols with a .330 batting average, 41 home runs, and 117 RBIs as the National League MVP. The Cardinal first baseman outpoints Brave center fielder Andrew Jones 378 to 351.
Wow, that was close.
Now, Kevin, I want you to look up real quick. Wasn't Andrew Jones on the Dodgers right after this? And basically,
I don't know if it was that close, but I will do the research for you, sir.
I want to say it's somewhere within that, maybe 2006, 7, or 8.
Okay,
it's almost like he forgot how to play baseball when he was playing.
I made the jokes about Dale Murphy. It seemed like Dale Murphy got to play baseball one time, all of a sudden out of nowhere. Going like a 340 home runs, like batting like 230, like 25 home runs. Like what happened?
What happened?
So you know what? You're pretty close here. He stayed with the Braves till 2007. Then all of a sudden he went to the Dodgers for one season in 2008.
Yep. And
then all of a sudden by 2013, he was playing for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles.
Oh, that's right. Wow.
His career.
I mean, but 2005, he was an MVP candidate.
And he was an all-star in 2006, Gold Glove winner in 2007. 10 times in a row he won that award.
Yep.
After 2007, that was it.
Yeah, this was actually so this was the year before Pujols, before he left. So Cardinals won a championship in 2006, and then he went to the Angels right after that. So this was kind of
got demoted too. That's too bad. It's too bad he got demoted.
All right, guys. I've been looking forward to this one because I think we have another beer baseball hero.
All right.
November 16th, 2009, Wally Backman is hired by the Mets to manage the Brooklyn Cyclones, their farm team in New York Penn League. The team's new skipper, who played a vital role in the 1986 World Series championship club, was hired and fired to be the Diamondbacks manager in 2004, shortly after the New York Times revealed the former second baseman had been arrested twice and had financial difficulties. Okay.
All right. So arrested twice. Give me the 2 charges.
I don't know. It's undisclosed in my story, but I'm sure we can look it up.
Okay, so on 3, everybody say the number of times they've been arrested. On 3, ready? 1, 2, 3, 257.
What happened?
Oh yeah!
Wow, triple digits. Wow.
Yeah, well, I like to live fast and lose, boys. I like to live fast and lose.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said how many days has it been since you got arrested? That's why I said 0.
Oh yes.
I'm sorry.
So he's only been arrested twice, and he has undisclosed financial issues.
Yeah.
So what kind of undisclosed financial issues could keep you from a job with the Arizona Diamondbacks? I literally owe Mexican cartels millions of dollars, and they offered me a job as their concessions manager.
That might have been it. Remember, like Lenny Dykstra has gone down like a bad path, and Wally Backman could have been his accountant for all we know.
That's
all
true.
Right. Here we go. Straight from Wikipedia. # do the research.
Got it.
All right. Let's see. So on November 1st, 2004, Backman was promoted to manager of the Diamondbacks. However, in its story about Backman's hire, the New York Times reported that Backman had serious legal and financial problems. He had been arrested in 1999 for DUI in Kennewick, Washington. And then a year later, he was arrested in connection with an altercation in his home in Prineville, Oregon. In addition, he had declared Chapter 7 bankruptcy. And so they initially stood by him, and then 4 days later, they fired him after hiring him.
Yep.
And it said they admitted they did not fully vet Backman before hiring him.
Yep.
So sorry, they
got a
didn't
bad
that
deal,
detail.
man.
So he's back in baseball in 2009 in Major League Baseball, so a Major League affiliate. But
yeah, because I'll mention he actually did manage independent teams before this. Looking at
right. So thank you for bringing that up, because Backman was playing in Playing for Peanuts, a documentary series starring Wally Backman, where he leads the South Georgia Peanuts on a wild ride through the independent South Coast League. He has a classic meltdown, which you can actually look for on YouTube. Just look up Wally Backman meltdown. You'll see this. It is awesome. And he's one of his players gets ejected in the at bat, and then he gets ejected, and he lights this guy up. And then following the ejection, he threw 22 bats and a bucket of balls onto the field and said he didn't want anybody to pick it up on his team. And then, are you ready for this? You know what his last words were when he was leaving the field? Let's go have a beer, Doc.
Oh.
Which is his assistant coach.
Solid, Wally Backman.
All right.
You can actually watch this series on Amazon Prime. And
cool.
Yeah, so it might be we might have to do a little watch party on this one.
Yep.
So yeah, Wally Backman, definitely check him out. And again, adding to the legend of the beer baseball, a beer baseball diamond icon, I've been calling them. The very first inductee was Seth Beer.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to November 16th, 2010. Roy Halladay joins Roger Clemens, Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez, and Gaylord Perry as the 5th pitcher to win the Cy Young in both leagues. The Phillies right-hander obtained as a free agent in the offseason unanimously cops the National League honor after posting a 21-10 record along with a 2.44 ERA during a Major League leading 250 innings of pitching that year. So this was November 16th, 2010. November 7th, 2017, he died in it was like an experimental plane called an Icon A5 amphibious plane into the Gulf of Mexico and off the coast of Florida. And he was only 40 years old.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So I don't want to dwell on this too much. We have another baseball player that died at the end of the show. So so last week we had a 45-year-old, a 40-year-old, and a 45-year-old this year. So as we always say. Well, go ahead.
I guess it goes to show you, man. Like every day's a gift, and hey, don't put off till tomorrow what could be done today, and make sure that everybody that you love knows that you love them, and that's all you can do, man. Live your life in a positive, happy way. Build people up, and tell the people you love them. You know, life's short.
That's it. Make hay while you can.
That's it.
So finally, November 16th, 2012, the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum announces the winners of its Legacy Awards, naming Mike Trout as its choice for AL's Oscar Charlton Award winner, recognizing the 20-year-old outfielder as the league's most valuable player. I wasn't even aware that the Negro Leagues had awards because the Angels rookie is also the recipient of the Larry Doby Award, an honor given to the top rookie in either league. So
I always compliment your pictures. Now we've got Mike Trout here in the front. In the back, this looks like a mixed media painting piece. Mm-hmm. Where is the Negro League Hall of Fame?
It's in Kansas City, and I was actually before COVID, we were going to make a trip back to Kansas City, Omaha. There's another team called the Wichita Wind Surge. I was going to possibly go see some games, maybe in Pittsburgh and Cleveland. But Kansas City has always been a destination for me. You've been to Kansas City, Kevin, right? No,
just the airport. Just the airport.
Just the airport. So, okay.
Kansas City, Kansas, correct?
No. Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay.
I haven't been to either Kansas City.
Yes.
Just the airport.
Yes.
So I'll tell you.
We're not talking about the Kansas City Chiefs from the great state of Kansas. We're not talking about them. Remember when that was like the funniest thing about the beginning of 2020?
That was awesome. That was Super Bowl.
I'm like, that's going to be a great year.
That's hilarious.
All right, so let's do this next year. Kansas City, Missouri, three-way dance. Kansas City, Missouri. I want to see this. I want to be a part of this history. I want to see it with my own eyes. I think this is super important. The three of us, we go next year and do live
barbecue,
shows.
Man. You gotta get.
I love it.
So
there's so much about Kansas City that I cannot. I've actually been holding off on all this because I didn't want to get too bummed out about it because I was really looking forward to it.
Wow.
So Kansas City has obviously the Kansas City Royals. It has the Negro League Museum. So I know a guy who does branding for baseball, but he also did stuff for the Kansas City Royals, but he also did one for a very large brewery. Now it's not craft brewery, but it's actually a very large, it's almost like Stone. It's called Boulevard. If you're familiar with Boulevard Brewing, you might, if you look around, you'll see it.
Okay.
So Boulevard is pretty popular. And it's from Kansas City. When I went to Surprise that's for Kevin, yeah. Surprise, Arizona for the Arizona Fall League, the Kansas City Royals and the Texas Rangers have a facility together, and they have like a Boulevard presence there, so you can actually get Kansas City beer there. But they also, but I've always wanted to go there because they have a huge presence there. So like I have all these things I want to do in Kansas City, the barbecue, of course, Omaha. If we do it at a certain time, we could possibly go to the College World Series. I have friends in Omaha. That'd be fantastic.
Or just see the Storm Riders. You know what I mean? You can see the Storm Riders.
Omaha Storm Riders. And, there's so much to do out there. And something I've always wanted to do is go to Branson, Missouri.
Yes. Yes. That's where my next bachelor party is going to be. My next 3 bachelor parties are going to be in Branson. Sorry.
Branson sounds amazing because it's where all the old country stars go to die. So it's like I'm all about it.
Who's there? Yakov Smirnoff? Is he still there?
Yakov Smirnoff is there. Mickey Gilley.
He's still alive?
Yeah, there's so much. And Kevin, did you go to Dollywood?
Yes, sir, I did. Oh yeah.
Okay, that's more Nashville, correct?
Yes.
It's actually Knoxville. That's actually a 4-hour drive further east. Yeah. It's actually right on the edge of the Smoky Mountains. But Dollywood was awesome. For those who live locally here in California, it's kind of like Knott's Berry Farm. It's kind of like that kind of like Western themed thing, but it's kind of dollied out. It's like a whole Dolly section, like little Dolly museum. There's like a firefighter kind of ride that has Dolly artwork all over it. It's just like, and her like soundtrack, her doing the voice, and I'm like, what is going on in here? A really good time.
Hey man, that woman's a national treasure. She really is. What she does for literacy, and I mean, literally when my daughter was born, I filled out a postcard and put it in the mail. It's a form from Dolly Parton's group, and they just sent a book and then sent another book and then sent another book. They just mail books to kids, and now she's a national treasure. Now you guys keep talking about barbecue, but you said Kansas City, Missouri. Is Missouri famous for barbecue? How did I miss
Kansas City, as far as I know? Well, St. Louis is known for the ribs.
Yeah,
St. Louis ribs. Kansas City, Kansas, I know is famous for their barbecue. Texas, the South. But I didn't know Missouri. I thought the only thing that they barbecued in Missouri were Democrats.
We are not a political humor show, but that was
it worked.
It works.
Peyton Manning's favorite word is Omaha. That is a deep football cut. We are the Beer Baseball Vlog, but very well done, Shadam. That is awesome. I like that a lot.
I wish I knew that one. Like the coffin corner last week, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Oh god. So, this you can corner me. Like I said, if I was being waterboarded and I had to know like what is a coffin corner, I go I can explain it. I'm sure I tell you.
You're like, hold on, give me the whiteboard.
Exactly.
Kevin, I got to spend a lot of time with Michael this weekend, just talking about life and trivia and facts and just these wonderful long conversations. And the whole time I'm sitting there just wishing that I could sit there and take notes for these references that he throws out. He has a reference for everything. And it's,
it's just a matter of you trying to know what it is. You know what I mean?
Right. There were a few times where I had my phone and I was like, oh, really? Coffin corner, huh? No, he's a brilliant individual.
I have to hit my head to get them all out of there and not use them anymore.
That's part of the reason why this show is happening,
100%. Well, another reason why this show is happening is this. Baseball card sharks. We just become the rage on the internet.
Not only the internet, this morning I dropped my son off at school and the kids are playing it in the schoolyard. This is the new Jacks. This is the new Dominoes. They're playing it in the schoolyard.
The new Magic the Gathering. It's the new Pokemon.
This is the new Pokemon.
Does baseball card anymore?
What?
They do marbles. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So
sure.
The losers of baseball card sharks have to go play marbles.
Well, I don't know if I can, Jack, because I've already lost my marbles.
Oh, we know, buddy. We know.
Oh yeah. All right. Here we go.
Man, this Japanese lager is just so good.
I still can't believe they got distribution in Arizona. That's great.
It's like Pringles. You can't have just one.
I tell you what, guys, go get some.
That's like Lay's. Jack just can't have a Lay either. I mean,
just one Lay's chip is.
Yeah.
You forgot,
oh yes, that was the commercial. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right, guys. So the cards today are position players. We're gonna look forward to the 2022 season. I have all these cards are 2021 opening day, just to make it real simple. So some of the statistics we can do games, at bats, runs, hits, doubles, triples, home runs, RBIs, stolen bases, base on balls, slugging percentage, OPS. which I don't think we've ever had before.
No, we haven't even had slugging percentage. I'm like, I don't know. I can't explain OPS. I'm like, it probably sounds like some disease Jack had. OPS. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's an infection and it can be cleared up with penicillin. So
okay,
thank
good.
you.
And then
you're welcome for penicillin, by the way.
Also, this has WAR, which is it's a really deep cut. So WAR is wins over replacement. So, like for instance, Mike Trout playing center field has the highest WAR in Major League Baseball because his replacement is not going to win more games than him. So his WAR would be like, double digits. Whereas like somebody like
Lou Gehrig and Carl Rickey would be like all-timers in that category.
Yeah, no, they don't have replacements basically. Yeah,
all right,
exactly. So that's a very deep cut. I don't know if we're gonna do that one, but what do you want to pick it, Kevin? Do you want to pick the?
Let Jack pick since he's the one who's gonna win this.
All right.
So we're going position players, huh?
Yes, sir. He gave you the stats. Hopefully you're paying attention.
So hitting statistics.
Right. Man, I really like a good obscure hitting fact. I mean, do they have singles? Most singles?
Not so much singles. Hits. They have hits.
Can I tell you, Jack? He just listed every single category.
Hey,
available.
Guys, I have been drinking these Harlan Brewing. Plus, I needed to handle a bunch of stuff in the chat. I'm a moderator. I apologize. Let's go home runs.
Home runs. Good enough. Good enough for government work. All right. So who's going first? Who's going first? Actually, I didn't put the statistics. I'll show you the standings after this.
Yeah, the standings.
Yeah, so I'll show him afterwards. But Jack
just knows he's a winner.
Yeah.
Jack's
2 in a row, guys. 2 in a row.
All right, so
we can't do worse than last week, can we? I mean, Jack won, so we definitely can't do worse.
2 in a row, boys.
Jack won last time, so you go first, Jack. Right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So your first card is Nick Senzel from the Reds.
Solid hitter.
This is Mauricio Dubon from the Giants. A rookie, Joe Adele.
Yeah, Jack, if you get a chance to look at the card, you see the little RC there. That means rookie cards, so pay attention.
I can't see anything on the cards. I just see
Joey
shapes.
Bart.
Got it.
RC.
He is right in the corner.
RC,
right
not Royal Crown, or is it Royal Crown Soda?
Royal Crown, yeah.
Anderton Simmons, Simba to you. Actually, there was another Simba with Ted Simmons as well.
Yep.
Javier Baez, El Mago, the magician.
El Mago, Javier Baez.
Oh, Tani Shohei.
Now, wait a minute. Is there offensive stats?
I've checked. He has offensive stats on here.
All right, bro.
Yep.
I really hope he gets called up to the majors someday. That kid can play ball.
Alberto Mondesi. On your bench, Nick Madrigal. DJ LeMahieu.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Of course.
And not Tito Santana, but Danny Santana. Arriba.
El Flying Burro, Benny Santana. All right.
So we're doing home runs. He has major and minor league batting here, but he has a major league total of 14 home runs.
14
home runs. So does Mauricio Dubon have more or less than 14? This is actually a tough call. Uh-oh. Ian in the chat, you may want to check the chat. He's saying lower.
Wow, big time lower right there. All caps lower.
Wow.
That's with some aggression right there.
What's up now?
Lower.
Okay, so
I'm
going to talk you through my oh wait, I'm forgetting my gimmick. So here's what we're going to do.
Don't do it.
Hey, Tom Berenger calls his shot, and so does Cowboy Jack. Lower, lower, higher.
Ooh. Okay.
All right.
So 14. Let's see. Let me get.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So lower than 14. 8.
Yes.
Done.
I know, but now just
lower than 8. Joe
Yeah.
Adell. This was
Joe Adell rookie card. Lower, baby.
he probably didn't have 8 now. Jeez.
People are screaming in the chat.
Let them scream.
No, Jack.
3.
Boom shakalaka. This is why I am the golden god. Higher, baby. Lower, lower, higher. Give it to me.
Bart.
This is a
Joey
tough
Bart
one
has
here.
higher than 3.
I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of no's. I'm seeing some no, Jack. No.
0.
All right. Well, okay. Well, this is rigged.
This game's rigged. This game's rigged.
No, it's fine. Hey, I had a 2-game winning streak. I came from the depths and reached up and grabbed that golden ring. Okay? Cowboy Jack is on the board.
You know what? He just gave you the Larry Johnson. Let's go back to basketball here. Actually, I got
All right, Kevin, you're up next.
Sir.
So going with Josh Donaldson.
All right. I'll take that.
Alex Gordon.
Okay.
Alex Flash Gordon.
I'll pick up this garbage.
Yasmanian Devil. Yasmani Grandal. And
he's doing that for you.
Rookie of the Year. Randy Arozarena.
Who still outplayed 6 months last year.
I know. Yeah. All right. So Josh Donaldson. I would imagine that he has quite a few
he
here.
He might have 200. I don't know.
You nailed it. 225.
Okay. All
Nicely done. 225. Alex Flash Gordon.
He's definitely lower.
Definitely lower.
He doesn't have that much flash. Sorry.
How about this, Kevin? 190. That is way more than I expected as well.
I forgot how long he's been playing. Look at all those years.
Yeah.
Jeez.
190.
Wow. So I like that number, though. That's a good solid number. I'll take it.
So Yasmani Grandal, this is an interesting one. I don't think he has
he's doing this for you, Jack.
Bullhorns, baby. He's winning. He's higher.
No.
Higher or lower than 190?
He's not higher.
Lower?
Yeah, it's lower, sir.
149.
Wow, that's pretty good.
I thought that's way more than I thought.
Yeah, I thought I'm like 100. Oh. So I was making my job easier later here.
Yeah. So 149, Arozarena.
Well, I mean, he had a good 6 months, and he wasn't a rookie, but it's still lower.
Yeah. 8.
I'll take it.
Wow, way to rookie shame, Kevin. Jeez.
Andrelton Simmons.
Hey, but that's 8 in like a month. That's 8 in less than a month.
That's true.
Sure, but you still rookie shamed him, so whatever.
No, the heck's a good player.
Yeah.
No, he only. Never mind. I'll just stop my head while I was thinking of there. Well, Andrelton Simmons is definitely higher.
Yep.
Not going to talk about Randy Arozarena in his off-season exploits.
Only 67. That's much less than I expected as well.
All right.
So this will be interesting.
All right.
Javi Baez.
He's got to have at least 100. I think he's higher.
Okay.
I got to say he's higher.
118.
All right. Ooh. There we go.
Look at that. Look at all Kevin's knowledge. His big brain.
My big brain.
So interesting story. Javier Baez and I once shared omelets at a Holiday Inn in Temecula, California. Like we didn't share the same omelet, but like we went through the omelet station at the Continental Breakfast, and we sat down, we had a nice chat. Good kid.
What happened?
What happened?
I mean, we just we had omelets together. He told me his story. I told him my story. You know, I would like, he didn't go for the spicy andouille sausage. He just went for the ham and bell peppers, and no hot sauce, which I was like, ugh, gross, dude. Get some spice in your life.
I'm not even sure he speaks English.
Oh, no, I speak German, so we were able to converse.
Oh, my goodness.
Hilarious. All right, so the number is
what was it?
118. 118. Higher or lower?
He's still lower. He's not quite there yet.
47. 47 as of
Oh,
this.
now he's at like 90.
Yeah.
So there we go.
47 goes up. Roberto Mondesi.
That's a little tougher than I was thinking it was going to be. Yep. This might be a little tricky.
47. 47 is the number.
Because he's been playing 2 or 3 years. This is actually going to be closer than I'm thinking here.
Yep.
Who's on my bench?
You have Danny Santana, DJ LeMahieu, and Nick Madrigal.
Gosh, not that's much help either. Jack's like, be a man, just pick one, right?
No, not at all. Not at all. No, I just wanted to tell everybody that.
Easier on myself. I'm just gonna go. Just give me Nick Madrigal off the bench, please.
Okay. So your new number is.
I think you'll have the less of those 3.
Wow, what a call! 0 for Nick Madrigal.
There you go.
Wow, that is a lucky pull.
So I'm curious what he has though, because I thought I was inching lower, but I didn't know for sure.
Okay, so what are you going here? Can't go lower, but
he definitely has more than 0.
There you go.
Well, I'm just curious. I was gonna say lower for Ohtani, but I didn't know for sure.
32. So you would have been.
Oh, so I would have been right. But you know what? It was just insurance.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So
hey, sometimes you got to pull the tights when you get a pin. I mean,
yeah, might as well. You know what? I get a guaranteed victory that way.
Not everybody can get 2 clean wins like Cowboy Jack Durango did, but no big deal.
Yeah.
So Bo Bichette.
Although if he runs the board, I'll go on the bench. He wins, so that's
right.
a chance I took.
JD Martinez.
Ooh, that's a tough matchup. That's good right there.
Ian Happ. Justin Upton. Cool Whit Merrifield. Get your beers ready, Low Kane.
All right, I'm almost out. I don't know what else I have in my fridge.
Forgot what happened to this guy, Kyle Lewis.
Yeah. The old sophomore slump.
Yeah, big disappointment, Kyle Lewis.
And Nick Solak is now on the bench for the Rangers.
Oh, Nick.
Right. So we're going to start with Bo Bichette, who has 16 for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Home runs.
Former Diamondback.
Wow.
Now Boston Red Sox, JD Martinez, definitely higher.
Oh, yeah.
238.
238, right on.
One of the biggest hitters.
You got a pretty good path here, Michael.
Yeah. Ian Happ does not have as much, but I bet you he has more than we expect because he's a really good hitter.
You think he has 100?
I'm expecting
110. Doesn't. Yeah, 62. I was gonna say no, but probably has more now.
J Up has a lot.
The lower. So Justin Upton has been playing for a long time. I think he has more than
come on
62. Yeah.
He might have 300. Come on.
He does 300. Nicely done. Look at that. He's
boom.
Yeah, he started with. I forgot he started with the Diamondbacks. That's right.
Right. Yeah, Diamondbacks. What, Tigers? Right.
So Disco, if you run the board without going to your bench,
he wins.
And you beat Kevin Lyon, I will send you 750,000 American dollars.
Wow. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
Obviously, Jack has to get rid of $750,000.
Yes, exactly. It's all laundered or
yeah.
Hey, whoa, guys. It'll be a
well, Jack, didn't you say you arrested 257 times? I mean,
no, it'll be a post-dated check. It'll be fine.
So cool Whit Merrifield definitely is less. So 58 for
I think you're writing this board. I think you're running this board.
Lorenzo Cain definitely higher. Forget what team he played for the Royals. Played for the Royals before this.
Yeah, but that's a Brewers card. So
he's definitely like 150 or so.
Definitely higher. 78.
Oh, that's it? Wow,
Yeah.
I thought he would 78.
I thought he would have more too.
I thought he like 100, 150.
So Kyle Lewis, definitely rookie. Definitely has less. He's making a great catch here.
Plus in a 60-game season,
That's right. So definitely lower. 17. And
who's he up against here?
Against this little guy. So Altuve definitely has higher.
Yeah, this game's rigged.
133. 133. So there you go. I had to win it with Altuve, which is
there. It is.
That hurts. That hurts my feelings.
I took a chance and it didn't pay off. Oh well, it's all right.
You want Venmo or Apple Pay? You took out my greatest rival, Kevin Lyon, La Pirata Lyon. If you didn't.
Oh man, my iPad's in the car. Rats.
You can do installments, Jack.
I can. Okay. Yeah. Let's set up a payment plan. I'm gonna call my personal accountant, Jonathan Talwar. We're gonna set up a payment plan. Nicely done. I like it a lot. So
of course you do. It's $750,000. Jeez.
I said doll hairs.
Oh.
That's a lot of doll hairs, man.
That's a lot of doll hairs.
There we go.
You know what? Just get Barbie.
Look at that. Batting 200 out of the Dead Horse Ranch in Phoenix, Arizona. Ladies and gentlemen, El Vaquero Joaquin Durango, Cowboy Jack Durango.
Yeah. Should have been.
It should have been. It should have been.
Could have.
It should always be Jack, or the game's rigged.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So
Good
job,
so Michael.
I'm the first one in double digits here, so I don't get to flex much.
That. Yeah.
Well, you play every week. You and I are the ones who play every week. So
that's true. All right, so let's get to some baseball trivia to end it out. And
this is when I win my money back.
There you go. You get it all back.
Oh,
in fact,
you know what?
I will double or nothing you right here.
Ian brings up a good point. If you look up, it says American doll hairs. They're high quality too, because you can't just cut like a Barbie doll, because those aren't American made.
That's true.
So yeah, be careful there.
We didn't specify American doll hairs, dude.
We did not.
Yeah, you said American doll hairs.
Dang it, I did.
We're talking about Barry Bonds.
You could have just said $750,000 doll hairs, and then you could have got away with whatever. You got to be careful how you phrase it next time. Don't say American.
Yes, the C boy. C boy is short for cowboy. That's from a Tim and Eric skit. If you know, that was from the very first Tim and Eric awesome show. Great job. If you know that one, you are my best friend.
Also, I do break dance. So,
oh jeez,
pretty spectacularly, if I might add.
Before we get started, there was B-Boy, who was a wrestler here in Southern California, and he's been on other things too. But he was known as the New Age Punisher.
That's right.
And from what I know about New Age, it's not very punishing.
No. I don't know, man. The punishment that Kenny G brings.
Yes.
I mean, he brings the force and the punishment.
Yes.
To my ears. Yes.
Yeah. Whenever you go to Sedona, Arizona, there's like wind chimes. There's a lot. It's a very Zen mentality. That's New Age. It is not drop kicking people in the corner.
Exactly.
But anyway, I digress. And we talked about
always digress, but that's part of the fun of the show.
That absolutely. So the major league all-time walks leader is Barry Bonds, who is number two all-time in walks.
Derek Jeter.
Is it Babe Ruth? Is it Carl Yastrzemski with the long sideburns? Is it Ricky Henderson or is it Teddy Baseball?
Wow.
Who do you got out there?
Yeah, no, sound off in the chat because I don't have any idea.
I'm down to 2 of these.
Okay. In
All
the
right.
chat, you need to know. Jack needs a lifeline.
Because I remember I thought the Babe had a lot of walks, but Ricky Henderson, man, he'll steal 2,000 bases or whatever the heck he did. A lot of walks.
It's true.
And I always look at tenure too for some of these guys.
By the way, and no one in Ricky Henderson's era or any of these eras actually,
yes,
gave the sign for 4 to walk him. Right?
Yep.
He actually got the pitches.
Yeah.
So I still, it's not that I want to speed up the game. I get it. It's TV, but like, I love the fact that they have to pitch 4 balls to walk someone.
So Kevin, who you locking in, big boy?
My initial thought was Babe, so I'll stick with Babe.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know you're assaulting with Wig, but
you and Ian going with Babe Ruth.
All right.
So I'm gonna stick with our MVP Bubble Pug and my brother Ryan O'Farnan, and I'm locking in Ricky Henderson.
Right. Good call. I think it's either one of those two, because I don't think Williams played enough, because he had that break where he had to go to war. War. Yeah, I think of those kind of things too. Like, you need some tenure in this. And Ricky Henderson does have a hell of a lot of tenure, but people want to pitch to Babe Ruth in the 20s.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Actually, the called shot of Babe Ruth, I think it was from they were Babe, because if you look at the footage, he's actually yelling at the other dugout, like he goes like this, and they used to give him like such a hard time, like they didn't want to pitch to him, and then he would like taunt them to pitch to him. And then, he had these great battles with the other dugout. It was kind of amazing. But
man, you're gonna have to show me that video sometime.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. That's the way I interpreted it when I saw it. So the answer is Ricky Henderson.
Boom, baby.
So Barry Bonds has 2,558. Ricky Henderson 2,190. Babe Ruth 2,062.
Wow. Right.
Rookie numbers.
2021. Here's where I kind of threw the variable here. Joe Morgan, 1865.
Wow.
He's actually fifth on the list. Yastrzemski, 1845. Jim Thome, 1747. Mantle, 1733. Mel Ott, 1708. And Frank Thomas, 1667.
The Big Hurt was at 1667.
There you go. Nicely done.
So Michael Mondragon, I'm sorry, you went double for nothing on that one. I won it. Hey man, you were gonna get a big payday, but
it is what it is. Easy come, easy go.
Yeah. Thank you, Bubble Pug, and thank you, Ryan O'Farnan. Let's keep it going.
All right. So here's question 2.
Good job, guys.
We're talking about walks. But we're talking about the pitchers who gave up those walks.
Ooh.
What pitcher set the all-time major league record for walks given up? Here are your choices. Yes.
Real quick, before you go to the choices, can we talk about walks real quick?
Yeah.
So, Kevin, you're going to love this. Saturday, Michael and I take an Uber from a brewery to the baseball stadium, and they took us to the back of the baseball stadium where they were having an event, and they would not let us through the back of the stadium. So we had to walk for 87 minutes in Scottsdale, Arizona, around a 5-mile block to get to the baseball stadium to see the game.
How much is he exaggerating?
My Apple Watch was pinging me saying, "Hey man, are you alive? Are you dying? You're having a heart attack." It was calling ambulances. We had to walk up mountains for 87 minutes. So
I think what he meant to say was it was either 7 or 8 minutes.
Well, I was going to say, if an ambulance showed up, you might as well jump in the ambulance and say, "Hey, just take me to the front of the stadium."
I tried giving them $20. They wouldn't do it. They're like, "No, you're dying." Terrible. Anyways, sorry.
Bubble Pug already has an answer.
I know.
I think it's a good contender here. I don't know if it's it, but I think it's a good contender.
It's
on there.
So
it's on
Steve
there.
Carlton, Phil Niekro, Bob Feller, or Nolan Ryan.
Dude, I respect my girl Bubble Pug calling her shot. I'm going number 4. Tom Berenger. Let's do it.
On it. Because that was my first instinct. I'm like, the guy who has the most strikeouts probably has the most walks. But, just so I don't have to agree with Jack, who am I going to pick here out of these other guys here?
I think you should go Phil Niekro.
That's what I was thinking too, because that guy played forever. And you never know. Knucklers can go awry for sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Also, Michael Mondragon likes to slip a red herring in there.
Yeah, but you know what? It's going to be Nolan, but I'll say Phil Niekro just so you can – you're the golden god or whatever.
Yeah, Nolan Ryan's never been on David Letterman, so –
that's right. Phil Niekro has.
Phil Niekro has.
Yes. How do you know that? Do you have to ask Zach do the research? Nolan's probably been on David Letterman.
I don't think he has.
Okay. Hopefully, friend of the show, Steve Carlton has.
Yes, and he's been on Married with Children. So we got some TV stars in here, but I
wonder what show Bob Feller's been on.
Chad going with.
Hold on, you know what else Phil Niekro was on?
Ian going with Bob Feller. There you go.
Ooh, yes. We got Bob Feller in there. Ian, come on, buddy.
I like Bob Feller a lot. But I don't think he has that record, unfortunately.
So the answer is it is Nolan Ryan, which is even more astounding because I hear about I heard this one guy say it. He goes, he was giving Nolan Ryan a hard time for being in the Hall of Fame, saying that he wasn't as great a pitcher as he has a great accomplishments, but again, most walks, most strikeouts. And he wasn't as good a pitcher as he's kind of made out to be, this legend of Nolan
His
Ryan.
record is not the best, but I'm sure his ERA is still like by today's standards would be great. I'd have to look that up.
So while I won and I am the golden god, thank you, Ryan O'Farnon. Thank you, Bubble Pug. I do have to say, Nolan Ryan's been around for a long time, right? Yeah. Kevin, when you've been around for a very long time, it's easy to be recognized as great because you've been around for 328 years. So
yes, sir. Exactly. That's it. Is that the number this week? I mean, it varies week to week.
And you're so pretty. Look at you.
I know.
So handsome. So handsome.
Yes, thank you.
So
Nolan, now you're trying to flatter me. Thank you.
Nolan 27.95. Carlton with 18.33. So boy, I mean, that's a huge drop. Niekro 18.09. Early win 17.75. Bob Feller was 5. Bobo Newsom 17.32. Amos Rossi 17.07. Charlie Huff. Can you imagine Charlie? I mean, how was Charlie Huff?
There's another knuckler in there.
Yeah, and Roger Clemens 15.80. So yeah.
So I want you to hear this, Michael. So Nolan Ryan's career record as a pitcher was 324 wins and 292 losses. That record, I'm like, it's not the best. But in its entire career, his ERA is 3.19. How many pitchers nowadays even get that ERA?
Totally.
What, 10% of starting pitchers?
Maybe 10%, right? I mean,
I think if I have my stats right here, he pitched 5,386 innings. Which is insane.
Did you just pull that off the top of your head?
No, it's here in my stats.
Okay, thank God.
That's incredible.
He's always ready. He's ready.
So we unfortunately have Julio Lugo, who actually I remember pretty fondly. He was he actually played for the Astros from 2000 to 2003. He played for the Devil Rays for the 3 years after that in 2003 through 2006. 1 year with the Dodgers, 1 year or 2 years with 3 years with the Red Sox. Actually won a world championship with them. He was on the Cardinals for like a minute. I think he got hurt. I think during his Red Sox tenure, he got hurt. Then he was with the Orioles and then ended with the Braves. But yeah, he died on the 15th. And so yesterday. And yeah, it's always kind of sad to see, these young ball players, like, this guy was out of baseball in 2011. So he hasn't almost like 10 years out of baseball, and then, he's gone. So it's like, again, it's like we're super nostalgic about baseball, but then when you see this and like he's only 45, it's always sad to see, but this is why we do this show. We love to honor the people that, Julio Lugo wasn't a huge part of my baseball, but he was enough of a part of it. It's like, oh yeah, I remember him. Oh, sad to see him go, So we definitely, one of the things that I always wanted to do with this show was honor, the people that have given, all of us an outlet, on all this stuff. I love this picture too. I actually changed out the picture I had from before. This is a photographer named John Suhu. He does the most amazing photography for the Dodgers. If you ever, I believe he has an Instagram. Definitely check him out. And he has these pictures are so good. So he's somebody you should definitely follow if you like baseball pictures, and he has a lot of Dodgers history. I mean, he may not like the Dodgers, but a lot of baseball history. But yeah, he was his statistics were like, he had a 269 batting average, 80 home runs, 475 for RBIs. But hey, man, that's like, I would have loved to have that career, right? That would have been a pretty nice career.
He made the major leagues.
Yeah.
I heard you guys talking like, oh, it's the millionaires versus the billionaires. Think of all those guys in the minor leagues, who can't get there. There's like thousands of players trying to get up to what he did. Millions of people are trying to do what he did.
Yeah. It's so true. And it's like, we like to celebrate a lot of the players that barely get there, and then get hit by a bus, right? Like right before they're going to pitch or whatever. It's like, that's like, I always say, like, baseball is like life, it's like you work so hard to get to a spot, and it's like life takes you out. And actually, if you watch like Field of Dreams, I mean, that was a Moonlight Graham, the doctor in that. It's like, it's a perfect example of like, you follow your pursuits and your passions and stuff like that, and life kind of puts you in a different direction. So, but yeah, he made it, and unfortunately he's no longer with us, but we definitely want to celebrate him, and cheers to Julio Lugo. Yeah.
Cheers. Rest in power.
Con fuerte, amigo.
There you go. Thank you so much. So again, if you like what we're doing here at the Beer Baseball Blog, we encourage you to get on our Patreon train, and we have a lot of stuff coming in 2022. I can't imagine I'm saying 2022, right? So we have a lot of stuff that we're going to be doing. We're going to be going live a lot more. We're going to have a lot more interaction with our audience and stuff like that. We definitely want to encourage that. Again, we have our Etsy store. Check us out there. This is where you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. Guys, any last words before we take off?
I don't like that you say that. Last words. It's like I wrote my last will yesterday. You know what I mean? Jeez. Come on. Earlier you said, you can't believe when you're saying 2022. Last thing I knew, I could remember when I said, oh my gosh, 1922? I was like, oh my gosh, that's actually going to happen. I'm actually going to make it there. Through Spanish flu and a world war. Who would have thought, and it's always a really good time. Thank you everybody for putting up, since I feel horrible. I'm texting them when I'm going to show up and just hope for the best, and I'm just glad to be on the show. And I tell everybody, shop small this year. And hey, I'll put over something because we were talking about players who never made it. I don't know if you can still find it, but there was a podcast off years ago called Major League Podcast by a comedian named Steve Hostetter. Mm-hmm. And he actually interviewed a couple of episodes worth of guys who actually played had one at bat or one game in the major league level. But then also at the same time, he had other guys on, like I can't remember. I can't remember who he had on, but it was someone who told some great Lenny Dykstra stories. I can't say he's a fan of the show, but definitely someone that we all enjoy extra. But yeah, if you have podcasts, and hope you look it up. If you want to hear some good baseball tales, look up Major League Podcast.
Love it. And there's also somebody you should call, correct?
No, I'm not talking about that because he has not updated his hotline in weeks. So I'm not going to plug the Jack and the Joke Man joke line. I call it once a week to make sure he's not updated the joke line in a month. I'm not plugging it. So support your minor league team, support your local business, and yeah, Major League Podcast.
Yeah, Beloit just updated their branding.
Yeah.
I wish it was the Snappers still, but
the Beloit Sky Carp.
Yeah, we'll see. But then again, I mean, I didn't like the Wichita wind surge, and actually, it's kind of grown on me a little bit when I saw some new stuff.
Hey, I made someone's day this morning. One of my work came in wearing a Rocket City Trash Pandas hat, and I saw the minor league logo, and I'm going, "Can I see the front of your hat?" And I look at him like, "Oh my gosh, the Trash Panda." He's looking at me like, "You're the first person who knew what that was."
That's awesome.
And you know why? Because that's Angels affiliate, and we know Angels are minor league.
Right. Definitely. So,
Jack, come on! I'm trying to reach for the tag for you for your.
Sí se puede. Sí.
Hang on. We're going to stall for time.
Yeah.
Go to beerbaseball.com. Go to affiliates. Click on the Amazon link. Bookmark it. That way, and then next time you go to Amazon, just go through that bookmark. Shop as you normally would shop, and the Beer Baseball Blog gets a little kickback from that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I always forget about that.
Michael knows whatever I buy on Amazon. Like last week, why is Kevin buying an eye patch? Yeah.
Well, every little helps, and
he's talking about the $750,000. I'm sorry, $750,000 is what he's talking about right now. He's wheeling and dealing, Jack.
Jack, what do you got?
So everybody, thank you so much for being part of this community. Click through on Amazon, Patreon. You're going to get your money's worth. And like and subscribe. Like our friend Ian said, we're not going to charge you anything to like and subscribe. Watch our show. If you like baseball, if you like the banter, tell us what you like. Thank you so much, everybody, for being involved. We appreciate you so much. We're coming up on episode 100, and I'm coming up with ideas to make it one heck of a show. I have a notebook full. I might go back to jail again. That's all I'm saying. I ain't afraid to go back, boys. I ain't afraid to go back. What is it?
Wow.
We're at 81, 19, 18 more episodes. I can't do math. I'm guessing between 19 and 18. Episode 100 is going to blow the doors off of YouTube.
Yeah, we have a lot of milestones coming up. Our 100th episode. We also have our year-end episode. We have our 2nd anniversary episode, which will be next year. Yeah, we have some cool milestones coming up, and we're going to get creative and get everybody involved in it. So,
Michael, speak for yourself, because you know what? The only thing I have coming to me is gallstones. All right. That's all I've done in my life.
I mean, maybe also gout, because you love seafood, and
it's a rich man's disease, that gout. Yeah. And Kevin.
Yeah. Well, Kevin, you know what? Part of making me rich is being on this show every week. I'll tell you that right now.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, we will see you next Tuesday for another Beer Baseball Blogcast. More craft beers and curveballs. Good night, everyone. Look for our video from the Arizona Fall League. Yes, coming next week. Actually, at the end of this week, I will promise you that. So take care, everyone. We love you. Good night.